Welcome to Crossroads and Callings. I am your host, Shamir Brown, and this is the podcast dedicated to navigating life's pivots and discovering a pathway to true purpose and calling. Today, I am accompanied by makeup extraordinaire Ashonti Sharkey. You may remember her from her Makeup Mondays when she garnered up to 6 million views.
Yes.
She has been in the beauty industry for 15 years. She's a licensed cosmetologist, entrepreneur. She actually owns a beauty studio on the Chicago South Side called Work of Art.
Yes, ma'am.
As well as she is a master of eyebrows and the beauty counter. Ashonti has done all things beauty, but she is here today to share her story and her journey with you because she is one of the strongest women I know. And she has evolved over time and has done it beautifully and flawlessly. Welcome to the show, Ashonti.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited to talk to
too.
you because this is a long time coming. I've known you since, oh my goodness, 2008, 2009.
Exactly.
We have lived a lot of life since then.
A lot of life.
We had lived a lot of life before that point. And so, like I shared during the break, like I will allow you to kind of guide the conversation in sense of what you want to share because you journeyed so much. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You do not look like what you've been through.
No, I don't. I was just thinking about that on my way here.
Did you
I was
just
looking
see
in
yourself?
the rearview mirror. I'm like, girl, you don't look like all the things.
Oh, you do not look like all the things. And so I think our audience is in for a great treat. I want them to leave just inspired because I think life happens to us all, but it's all about how you show up and not allowing, my goodness, all the things kind of affect you as a person because I feel like you still have your soul. You still have your light. And I just want to know, once we get into the conversation, how you were able to maintain that. So are you ready?
I am.
Okay. I hope you guys are ready too because Crossroads and Callings, it starts now. Okay, Shanti, we're going to jump right in. When I met you, like I said, Ashanti and I went to beauty school together. Like I said, we lived several lives. But at that time, your life was a little bit different from mine because you were a wife.
Yes.
You were a mother of 2 small children.
Yes, I was.
You were starting your journey in the beauty industry. And I never understood like how you got there. So could you just give us like a preview of 2009, young mom?
Yes. I got married when I was 19 years old.
Wow.
I had my first baby already, so she was a few months old. I had my next baby at 21. And after that, I just didn't have time to work a job. So working a job or finding something that would be flexible to me as a mom and to be able to be a wife, that's what I was looking for. And I thought beauty was it. I come from a long line of women and men in the beauty industry, barbers, hairstylists, makeup artists.
Okay.
So I thought, well, maybe I'll try my hand at that. But it was really hard to garner people, like build a business. I didn't know all the things that it would take to actually be a hairstylist. So going to school, that's what I was just trying to do. I was just trying to find time.
You're trying to find time, trying to do something
that was always
flexible.
the goal, yes.
Yeah.
So that I'll be able to be a mom and be a working woman all at the same time.
Who watched your kids while you were in school? I never
Well,
knew.
my mother-in-law,
Okay.
which was my ex-husband's mother, she was a big help.
Okay.
And she always believed in me. She's gone on now. She's passed on, but she always encouraged me to do whatever I felt I needed to do in order to be good for myself. So that's what I did. And she was the one who was helping.
Yeah. So you made it out of school. What was your introduction?
So that's the thing. I started.
Yes, because we started together.
Yes, I started and then I stopped.
Oh, you didn't finish when I finished?
I didn't finish when you
I
finished.
never knew
went
that.
back.
When did you finish?
I finished in 2009. So I only took a short break.
Okay.
But I seen the administrator at the restaurant random seeing. And
at the restaurant, what restaurant?
In Taco Patio.
Oh, okay.
In Maywood.
Yeah.
Or that's Hillside. I seen her and she kept staring at me. And I'm like, oh, God. And you know she made all us nervous.
Yes, because you skipped out of school.
I skipped out. I just left. I never came. I didn't come back.
So you never told her your situation?
Yeah, I never told her what was going on.
So she stared a hole in your head.
Yes.
Like, I know you see me seeing that you didn't finish something that you started.
And it had been maybe about 4 months or so.
Wow.
So I'm just randomly going there to get food and see her getting lunch. And I'm just like, oh, God, I'm going to have to say something. So she came over and she talked to me and she just was like, this is for you. I don't know why I'm telling you this now. There's been plenty of people who have dropped out, but this is for you. And you need to try again. And she let me come back.
No questions asked. When I tell you, that don't even sound like Miss Tina.
I know.
Because the beauty school we went to, the director was tough as nails.
Yes.
She didn't have a lot of like empathy,
sympathy for
for
situations.
For anybody's situation. So we're just gonna say that was just divine.
Yes.
Because
I believe so.
Because that was not her
character at the time.
At the time, that was not her default. Because, like she said, it was plenty of people that dropped out, and she essentially just wrote them off. But the fact that she encouraged you, so you did finish in 2009.
I did finish in 2009.
After I finished.
Yes.
Then where did you go next from there?
Next from there, I was trying to find a job.
Okay.
It was really hard. Going into salons, booth rent, you don't have a clientele already.
Yeah.
So you have to learn how to build. At the time, I didn't know how to build. I just wanted to do hair. So I went to Yahia downtown, blow dry bar.
Yes.
Dearborn Street. That was like my first job after finishing school.
Okay.
And so I was just blow drying, flat ironing, doing, things. And then I would have random friends and, people come so that I could take pictures, do before and afters, and, really practice.
Yeah.
Guinea pigs, really. And I went from there. After that, I went to like a Walmart Styles.
Oh, it's because some of the Walmarts have a salon.
Yes.
Okay.
They definitely, it was an experience, but at the time they were paying hourly.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, if I could do what I want to do, still have a flexible schedule and still get a check every 2 weeks. Like that was the goal.
A guaranteed check, not based on commission.
Until I could build.
Yeah.
Yeah.
During that time, though, your family life was changing.
Life was changing.
Like, drastically.
Yes.
And I remember even in beauty school, the thing about, I think, marrying young is that's one version of you.
That's one version.
But you grow. Tell us, and if you don't mind sharing, kind of the family dynamic with your ex-husband and your kids at that time as well.
At the time, we had our own apartment. So we had 2 small children. They were maybe 1 and 3 at the time. And our relationship was falling apart because I was no longer 18 years old. I wasn't the 16-year-old girl.
Talk about that.
He met.
What was 16-year-old Ashonti like that you think appealed most to him?
I was flexible.
Okay.
It didn't take a lot to please me. I wasn't quite sure about who I was at the time either. I had been through so much in childhood that I just needed somebody to kind of shield me from all the other things that was happening in life, the movement, not living with my parents at a young age because I was pregnant at a young age, becoming a mother as a teenager. Yeah, you're 18. Everybody say you grown. But adulthood is a different type of hood.
Yes, it is.
Especially becoming a mother.
Yeah.
It's a different space and your mind changes. Or at least my mind changed about who I wanted to be for her, which was my daughter was my first child. So she was a happy baby. She made me happy. She made me have things to look forward to.
Yeah.
And in looking forward to things, it changed my mind a lot about who I wanted to show up as. So he was appealed to that kind of clueless side.
The naive side.
Yeah, the
of it.
naive, where you didn't really necessarily know what you wanted to be, so you just wanted to be whatever needed to be
To keep the peace.
to keep the peace and to keep the family together.
What's the age difference between you?
6 years older.
Okay, so he had more of a sense of self than you did,
and he knew exactly who he wanted to be.
Okay.
And I can't say who he was, but who he wanted to be. And in turn, that didn't work for me. My mind started to change about where I wanted to be in life. Being an entrepreneur very early in life, you have to be consistent. You have to know what you want. You have to know what the goal is. And at the time, the goal was just being a mom, but it became bigger.
Yeah.
And I became bigger. And so as I moved on, I did get regular jobs. I went to Family Dollar. And within a couple of weeks, I was an assistant manager. I was the assistant key holder for the store because that's who I was all the time. So I went, and whatever I'm doing, I'm going to be the best at it. I'm going to work just as hard at Family Dollar that I would in my own business. So what do you do with that when this person that was small now is becoming a big girl?
Yeah.
And so the way you talk to her doesn't work anymore. The way you treat her, it doesn't work anymore. That worked for who she was, but now I don't like that. I don't like how that makes me feel.
Yeah.
And moving in spaces where, I grew up in a church. So having a baby, the next step is you didn't have this baby, y'all might as well get married.
Yes.
And that's how that came about.
So the
trying to do the right thing.
Forced you essentially to, you got to make this right.
Yeah.
So
this has to
marry
be right.
this person.
Yeah. It's better married than to burn.
Yeah.
You heard those kind of things all the time. So not knowing that these people, y'all have been married 3-4 times.
Yeah, they've been burning.
Y'all been burning over and over again.
Yeah.
And now you want me to join you, So it's just like being unhappy was never where I seen my life either.
Yeah.
Being in a space with a person that I didn't feel treated me well, I just didn't see that for the rest of my life.
What was the demise of the marriage? Because I met you in one season and you were married and you had the small kids. And I just remember your ex-husband being very unkind. And then I met you, some years went by and I met you in another chapter and the marriage was over. But I didn't know how you got out of that.
So we had a big blow up because I finally was ready to have the conversation about how I ended up here. And it was just a night that was just, I don't like in relationships, some of those times that you really have to have a hard conversation become really intense. Now, prior to this conversation, he was not physically abusive, but verbally abusive, manipulating, a lot of things that would make me not feel good about myself. So prior to this conversation, I'm just like, what? How can, where am I going to go? I didn't have anywhere to go. He had, he paid the bills, took care of the home, took care of me. So I'm like, I don't know what to do. But this conversation happened and he blew up and punched a hole in the wall past my face. And after that, I just seen the rest of my life being abused flash before my eyes.
And the conversation was about
just
what
like,
exactly?
I was going through a lot. I had a drug addicted parent at the time. I had a baby and that parent said, you can't be here. So essentially I had to move with you. I chose you to take care of me because I didn't have anybody else.
Yeah.
And that wasn't fair. And I'm trying to
you
tell
or him,
it wasn't
really.
fair to either of us that I chose out of despair, And so having that conversation, it was tough for him. It was tough for me too, but I had to be honest about what was really going on. I don't love you.
How old were you when this happened?
I was 21.
Okay. Because it's different from being 16 and now
Very
21. Where were you career-wise at the time? Because you said he paid for everything.
Yes, at the time I was still building, so I was still working in the Walmart Smart Styles
Yeah.
salon. So getting $7.25, I think, an hour.
Oh my
which
gosh.
is crazy right now.
Yeah.
For the time, I mean, it was crazy then. But
don't you look back and wonder, like, how did you survive being paid the hourly rate?
And the scariness of, if I leave at least this safety net, then I'm going to have to figure this out on my own.
Yeah.
So it was, that happened. And I called my father and my brothers and I said, y'all come get me. The very next day he went to work. I called him. I had a big black garbage bag. I didn't take kids' beds or anything. I took my clothes, my baby's clothes, and I said, y'all come get me. Nobody knew the things that I was going through in the marriage prior to this. I didn't talk about it a lot because if I wasn't going to do anything, what was I talking about?
Right. And I think for a lot of people, when the scars aren't visible,
they're not visible.
It's hard to explain abuse. And I will say this, as someone that has been in an emotionally abusive relationship and have been privy to that type of abuse in my own parents, it's almost worse. It's almost like you wish they would hit you.
I wish you would just,
so I can heal.
Yeah,
because it's hard
then
to
I can get over that.
Yes,
but it's with the physical, those things heal and there's not a wound anymore.
Yeah.
Emotionally, you still have wounds that are open and you don't know what to do with because talking about it is hard. And then you've had women in your life that's been through worse. So how do you talk to them about somebody not speaking to you properly?
Yeah.
They like, bruh.
Especially,
like, that's not bad. I mean,
you had a drug addicted parent. So I'm certain at that time was it your mom or your dad?
My mom.
That she had gone through a world of things because of that lifestyle.
Yes.
So she wasn't even in her right mind to even support you at all.
No, not at that time. She couldn't take care of herself.
Yeah.
So I really had no one to lean on in that time. But one thing about Ashonti is beating me up is never going to be a thing.
Yeah.
I didn't even like getting whoopings as a kid.
Yeah.
So as an adult woman, being abused, I just seen it not ending well for either one of us.
Right, because you fight back.
Yes, ma'am.
So you pack up everything. Your father comes and gets
He comes to get me, and I move with my father.
And the babies, too. By this time, you have 2.
Yes.
How long did you stay at your father's house?
Not very long.
Where did you go?
Then after that, I moved with my mother. And
how did that work? Because mom was going through.
Yes, it was tough because she was trying to rebuild, relapsed at the time. So I'm struggling to help her, to help myself, to help my children. And it turned into a situation where my ex-husband was saying, well, you could just leave the kids with me, or you can send them here and then I'll bring them back to you and we can, try to co-parent. So because he had a stable environment.
Right.
And I didn't. And he had support and I didn't.
Let's talk about that because you left when he was at work. What was the fallout like? Because I was around him. I didn't really know him, but I was around him. And we talking about, this is a big man.
Yes, ma'am.
With a lot of emotions.
Yes.
How did he take you being gone and then in turn after you leaving saying, hey, I'm going to help you with the kids?
He was angry in the beginning. There was a lot of calls, a lot of voicemails, pop-ups. It was some back and forth because I had become afraid because those visits were so frequent. So I had become afraid of him and not knowing.
Afraid that he would hurt you? Yeah. Because he had already kind of shown you.
He showed me, yeah.
So he's like, I need to talk to him to keep him
to keep
grounded.
Yeah, to keep it at bay that at least if he can talk to me, then I'll be fine and we could probably do something with that. Yeah. And we did try to work it out, like going back and forth, going to visit me and the kids and things like that. But essentially it wasn't what I wanted. Yeah. It wasn't what I wanted. And I had to be honest about that.
Because he was who he was.
And that wasn't, and I had changed.
Yeah, it wasn't him.
It wasn't him.
Well, it was him, but it wasn't him.
But I had changed. I had changed my mind.
Yeah.
And so the things, he's just like, I never did these things before. Like, I never.
Winding down you was romantic before. Right. I always called you out your name. Why you don't like it now? Like, exactly. He was genuinely confused.
Yes, he was confused. And I had changed my mind. So this is just it. And when it really hit the fan is when I actually filed for divorce. Now, I'm young. I'm 21, 22 years old.
You hit him with a divorce when he was helping you with the kids.
Yes.
Did he think you were coming back?
He thought I was coming back. He planned, got a new place, did all the things.
Because he's looking at your situation and he's like, where's
she going? What's she going to do?
She coming right back into me.
Yeah, she got to be coming back. And when he got the divorce papers, it was clear that I wasn't.
Tell me when things changed between you and him. Because at first it was cool because I'm thinking you coming back. And I distinctly remember the video you put on Facebook about battling him in court. Because it was all good when it looked like it was working in his favor. But how bad did it get after you filed for a divorce?
It got to the point it was bad enough for me to have a nervous breakdown. The going back and forth, him having the children, my mom told me, you shouldn't do that. Those are your kids. No matter what the struggle is and how hard it is, hold on to them. But I didn't want them to suffer because I had left the situation. So I'm thinking it's all on me to deal with this alone. They shouldn't have to suffer and go through this as well.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that situation is better for them. Thinking that the back and forth between us, them coming with me for a week, going with you for a week, thinking that worked, but then you use it against me.
Because you eventually lost custody.
Yes. So it wasn't a lost custody, it was joint custody, but I lost primary residence. So, and now I'm seeing so many women, like when I was going through it, I was so alone.
Yes.
I had no woman in my family has ever let their kids be with their father.
When I tell you,
it was such a unique situation.
When I saw your situation, I had never heard of a woman paying child support to a man, let alone the man being a primary custodial parent. And it was like watching you break down in like real time. Yeah. Talk about that time, because that didn't change overnight. Like,
it gives me chills even now.
It makes me emotional as I sit with you, because now you hear women saying, send them with daddy. But like, for you to,
it really was that.
Yeah, but it wasn't because you wanted to be free. It was because you were staying with a drug addicted parent and you were trying to figure it out.
I was trying to find my footing.
Yeah.
That time for me, the nervous breakdown is the Crossroad. I got the papers saying that, like, the final decision after mediation, after constant court visits and back and forth for years at this point. I got the final papers with all the final plans, how the visits will look, the times that I could come and see the children one day a week on a Wednesday and have them every other weekend.
Wow.
Prior to this, my life was revolving around theirs. School, daycare, whatever. I'm making my schedule fit what they need. And that was my life. So now I just feel like my life is snatched. It is totally taken away from me. And at this time, I didn't have a car. Barely had a place to live. I left our home. I left our car. And now here I am with nothing, but it was my decision. And getting those papers in the mail was the day that I just blacked out.
Yeah.
I remember laying in the middle of my mom's living room floor, on my back, hands spread out, legs just laying there flat, just wishing that this is just take me. because I can't, the pain that you feel, knowing that now you're a part-time mom, and what that looks like, you've never seen that happen. You've never known anybody to experience this. So it's different when you see somebody else go through it, and you can kind of like, okay, well, it's not that bad. And on the day of the divorce decree, the judge said, I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Yeah. What am I supposed to do with my life now? Like, this is my life. And she's like, he wants the kids, give them to him. And I'm like, what?
Why?
Are you?
Yeah. Are you of a sound mind, ma'am?
Right.
Yeah.
And you're a judge.
And are you? And they always supposed to come to the mom. Why aren't you on my side?
Because in these spaces, if you don't decide between the two of you, you leave it up to somebody else to decide the fate of your life.
Yeah.
And because we can't come to an agreement, she has to make the choice for us. And she told me to basically go and live, find something to do, better yourself, go back to school. This is when I'm going back to school for cosmetology. This is all happening in real time at the same time.
Yeah.
So I just really dove into that.
Let's take a pause. When did you realize the judge was right? Because you weren't the most stable.
No.
He at the time,
yes, he had support.
Was not the better parent, but the more established
parent. Yes.
So on paper, you just couldn't. And then you just didn't leave for the sake of leaving. You left an abusive relationship. Yes. You had to save yourself, or your kids wouldn't have anything at all. But this is a grown-up conversation in hindsight.
Yes.
When did you get it, though?
The nervous breakdown. That's what I didn't. I need to stay on that because that's when life shifted.
Okay.
I laid there on the floor. I'm saying, this is it. Like, this has to be what death feels like, because it hurt so bad inside that I could not move. I seen nothing, but I felt the tears running down the side of my face. I felt they were hitting my ears, like puddles in my ears, because it's just over for me. And at this time, James, my current husband, was a friend. And he's just like, you have to get up. And this is blackout. My eyes are open, but I see nothing.
Yeah. You're there, but you're not there.
I'm not there. And I just feel like even if I don't die right now, something is dying in me at this moment. And it sounded like God's voice, him speaking to me, telling me to get up. Just get up one more time. If you get up this time, I promise you, the pain, it won't go away, but you'll be able to get through it. You can't stay down. And it just was a constant get up. You got to get up.
What did getting up look like? Because you didn't have any support or anybody. And this is, now it's like go to therapy. Now it's like tell your friends. I was your friend at the time. That Shamir was not equipped for all for this because I just wasn't mature in that area. And I'm still not married. I still don't have kids. So there was no relatability, even though we were in the same place, somewhat. But like, what did getting up look like for 20-something Ashonti, who had just finalized her divorce, had to let her kids
separate from my children? Getting up that day, shortly after I shaved my head. I don't know if you remember me.
I remember you shaving your head. I knew something was going on when the hair went.
The hair was gone. I shaved my head. I was looking in the mirror one day. I have to say that throughout my life and throughout all the things that I've been through, there's been a constant someone. God placed a constant somebody. It could be random strangers. I would know.
Give me an example of a random somebody, because a lot of people are blessed. People don't understand the luxury to have a base, a base to go to, or the luxury of having a supportive parent,
it's a luxury,
or having an emotionally available parent.
Yes.
And you truly were doing life alone, which pushed you into the marriage and everything. The story
now. Yeah.
But like, when you said God sent like random strangers, give me an example or a story of a random stranger that came out of nowhere and may have
Randomly
encouraged you. Yeah.
walking down the street. This point, I'm divorced. Kids are with me for the weekend.
Yeah.
I have nothing. I have no money. Barely have a place to live. I think I was staying at a friend's. And I'm walking down the street. I was going to visit another friend, just to have somewhere to be during the day. And somebody just walked up to me and gave me money. And I'm like, this is strange.
Yeah.
You know, he didn't ask me for anything. He didn't even look strange to me. So, you know, somebody, a man especially,
Yeah.
walking up to you. I didn't now, your girl, you know, she was struggling with things, but she always looks good.
You always look, I will say you've never looked quite like
So I didn't
the struggle. You didn't look like the struggle.
Yeah, I didn't look like I needed anybody to give me anything at the time.
Walked up to you and was like, gave you money.
He gave me money. He's like, you have some beautiful children and you're beautiful too. Gave me the money in my hand. I think it was about $50.
And walked away. Did you need that money at the time?
I needed that money. I didn't have anything. I was going to my friend's house, but of course we would have to eat lunch at some point.
Yeah.
I would have to feed them. I had their snacks and the things that they needed, but if I needed anything else, I didn't have it.
Right.
So I'm like, God, he places, you know, if your eyes are open wide enough, you know, and even in despair, even in being discouraged, when the light comes, you have to welcome it. And that's something that I've learned about myself throughout this whole journey, is that when the light comes to me, I'm open and welcome to receiving it. It's not broken anything in me, everything that I've been through.
Because you did get some light, even in the shared custody.
I did. I mean, I had time.
Yeah.
I had time to build. I had time to actually find some joy in life after all of the back and forth and in and out. I had time to rediscover myself, because sometimes you don't realize coming out of those relationships that some of it is still on you. Yeah. Even the abuse that you experience, you sometimes become abusive too.
That residue is on you.
It's on you.
Yeah.
And so you have to really clean yourself up.
How did you start cleaning yourself up?
Cleaning myself up looked like taking care of myself. It looked good on the outside, but there was still work to be done on the inside. Therapy has been a thing for me. There was no way I could have made it through that divorce, custody battle, back and forth without going to therapy. Therapy wasn't through, it was through church. And I realized that I needed a shift in the church and reality. Like sometimes just pray about it, you know, it don't work all the time.
Right.
When you're hurting so bad, you can talk, but sometimes you don't have anything to say. Yes. You're just feeling all the things and you don't know what to say. So shifting from church, you know, counseling to actual therapy, realizing that there is some anxiety here. There is depression. The reality of not being a mom all the time hurts really bad.
Yeah.
You're missing a lot of moments, like being honest with yourself about what you're actually experiencing. And there's a lot of hurt and pain that you have to work through, and you can't work through it by just praying. You have to know what to read. Yes. You know?
You needed direction.
Yeah, I needed direction. I didn't know how to just go through it to get through it. It's just that, no, I'm hurting every day that I wake up. I'm thinking, I'm missing a part of me. I'm never complete, you know? And now with therapy, I learned how to be my whole self. My children, my family is a part of me, but I'm whole even without that. Yeah. And becoming whole even without that, you can withstand a lot more being a whole person and giving some of your wholeness to
your baby.
Exactly. Yeah. I can't give a half-healed self. I have to be whole in order to get through this with them, because now this is their experience as well. And if I'm showing up half broken, how are they going to get through it? So yeah, it was a lot. And
How did you resurrect your career? Because now you had time.
Now I had time
to focus. The time that most people take in during their single season
Mm-hmm.
to like do all the things.
Mm-hmm.
The judge gifted you, and it didn't feel like a gift.
It didn't feel like a gift at the
but
time.
she gifted you.
But I realized that
Yeah.
it was a gift.
Yeah.
It definitely was a gift because I was going to do something with it. Versus now the depression and sadness and all that was a part of the story. And people in my life, friends, I mean, old teachers, you know, just still seeing a light in me when I'm like, what are y'all like? This is
like, I'm
dark.
dying in
Right.
inside.
Like, this is
I'm
dark
dead on the
right
inside.
here.
Stop it.
And they're like, yeah, no, we don't see that.
Yeah.
We see something totally different. So the shaving of the head, realizing that I needed to take better care of myself, my skin, my eyes looked even, you know, like something was wrong. I started to just wash my face. Wash my face, shower well, buy things that make me feel good, even if it was just the material of the pajamas. Did things for my body that made my body feel better. And I'm like, I don't think people realize the self-care is not just, you know, getting the nails done and putting on the makeup. You actually have to take care of yourself in order to feel well. Because you can look well, but if you don't feel good, all of that does not matter. So just really taking care of myself, reading more, taking walks at the lakefront when it was nice outside, when it was cold outside. I just needed to be in the air and movement, working out, actually caring about what I'm eating, drinking plenty of water. So as I started to feel better on the inside, it did show more on the outside.
Yeah.
And people were more attracted to me also. So makeup, I started doing makeup because now I'm bald. I feel like I'm looking like Florida Evans out here. And I'm like, girl, we got to do something with this.
With this face now.
This
that's all they see.
Yeah. So I'm like, let's work on that.
Yeah.
And I was working at the Smart Style Salon. My manager at the time, she was like, you know how to do lashes? I'm like, yeah, I know how to put on lashes. She's like, what, you know how to do eyebrows? I'm like, I mean, I don't know, but I could try it out. And I tried it, you know, filled them in, shaped them up, you know. And she was like, you should think about going to esthetician school or working at a spa or something like that, doing facials, because she seen my hairstyling and she looking like, girl, this is not it. Like, you don't care that much. And I didn't.
And you do gotta care to do people's hair.
You have to care and
be detailed with intention and take their feedback.
And the final product is something that you want to make sure it's right. And like you actually put your care into it. That wasn't something I did. It was just like, girl, this is the steps.
There you go.
Okay. Is it decent? Okay. Then.
Look at the back. Do you like it?
You like it? All right. You know, and she was just like, no, you probably should try something else. And I'm like, the light coming, being open to it. Going, I found, it was called Beat at the time. Makeup was not really huge yet, but it was coming along because now we got Facebook, we got Instagram. This is when Instagram was just starting.
Yeah.
So people taking a lot more pictures. You know, they want to look different. Prom makeup. You know, our mom and them and somebody in the family did our prom makeup. It wasn't a thing that you go find somebody to do it.
Right.
So me going to that brow bar, it was specialty was brows. And then we kind of did makeup, you know, for whatever it was at the time. And I started doing brows there. Got training there, body waxing, doing all the things. And I've been going ever since that.
Yeah, she led you to your purpose and your calling. The thing about it is with cosmetology school, most people don't understand that you learn everything. It's almost like being a doctor.
Yes.
You learn everything and then you kind of find your specialty.
Yes.
But because you had that time to breathe, now you were able to find kind of your thing. Tell me how you got into Makeup Monday.
Makeup Monday, I was still, so the divorce custody thing, that was all happening. But then we had to go through the child support. So that was later on after divorce had already happened. So child support, court, back and forth, trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
And I was working at a beauty bar, at a counter. I can't remember which counter because I've done a lot of them.
Yeah.
But I was working at a counter, and so I was only working part-time because I had to be a mom part-time too. So I was pregnant also with my son, who's now about to be 13. I was pregnant with him, so I didn't have a lot of time and energy. And I knew I wanted to do something, but I didn't know what I wanted to do. So live just started. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go live and I'm gonna do makeup. And I started on Periscope at first.
You know, you aging yourself.
I know.
It's okay. So you started
I
on
started
Periscope.
on Periscope.
Yeah.
Periscope was a wild place at the time. So you could say
the internet was a wild place. Very unregulated place.
Yes, and you could say and do anything on there. And I say, that's a little wide for my brand right now. I'm gonna stick with Facebook.
Okay.
So I started to do the Makeup Mondays, and really it was therapy for me. Like just going live, really talking about everything that I was going through and putting my makeup on while I was doing it.
Yeah.
Sometimes before I go to work at the counter, sometimes when I'm on my way to go pick up the kids, I always wanted them to see me as at least feeling okay, not seeing me sad. So I would get dressed up to see them. I would make sure my hair was combed, put my stuff on. And so sometimes before I go to see them, I would get dressed and get pretty. And so I would go live when I was doing it. So just every Monday, I would find something to go live for.
Yeah.
And it actually was therapy for me because it was so many people that were going through things and not knowing what to do or who to talk to. And that internet, for some reason, you'll always find somebody.
Yeah.
You'll find something. And it really matters what you cling to. And the more you relate to people, I wear my heart on my sleeve. It's just always been who I am. So I was just talking about it.
That is how I learned that about the child support situation, and that you had the kids during the summer, and that the judge was like, well, during the summer, now you got to pay, told your ex-husband, you got to pay child support. And just, it was when I started seeing the victories, because from afar, I can see how he felt like he had won almost.
And I did too.
Yeah.
I felt like, how could you let this happen to me?
Yes.
I don't deserve this.
He wanted to hurt you, and he wanted to see you
and
broken.
He did hurt me.
Yeah.
But he didn't break me.
Yeah.
The situation didn't break me. And now it's just a place of, it had to happen so I could get to where I am now. I needed that.
Let's talk about
time
that.
And energy.
Because we missed a piece. Because you said Makeup Mondays.
Yes.
You met your now husband. You were pregnant. I'm gonna say this. I remember when James started coming around. That's the husband, by the way. And I was also around with the ex-husband. And for the life of me, I didn't know why you wanted to go back to messing with somebody else.
I know.
Because your situation was so dramatic. And as someone from the sidelines, like if it could be like a TV show, Scared Straight Because of Love, you scared me straight. I was like, I don't ever. I don't know if I want kids now. I don't know if I want to get married. Like, it changed my view on relationships. But you decided to try again. What was your pathway back to love?
It was, at the time, it was just fun.
Okay.
It was just hanging out. I dated for those couple of years, after marriage, after divorce. I dated for those couple of years. James was a part of the dating. When they said date them all, I was dating them all.
Yeah.
And I was just having a good time. I did not expect to meet James. I did not. I wasn't looking for anything. And now as a 41-year-old woman, I'm like, girl, what why would you do this again? You know, even though it's better, even though it's a different situation, it's still a lot of work.
It is work.
And I didn't give myself enough time to grow up some more and learn more about myself before I jumped in again.
How long were you single?
2 years.
Before you met James?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But it was barely, like, it was still, the first year was still kind of going back and forth. Not living, but just still trying to figure out if that was going to work.
Mm-hmm.
And then that, so really a year.
Yeah.
Really a year.
And that
Separated too, but divorced a year.
Okay. And then in the midst of that, you weren't completely free.
No.
And then you went into this relationship. Mm-hmm. Did you get support in this relationship as you were navigating these things?
I had plenty.
Okay.
Yes. And I think that's what made me fall in.
Okay.
Because I had much more support and encouragement and acceptance. I don't know if you were there when you came up to the school to get a pedicure. You know, we had to do our services for our right sign offs and stuff.
No, I do have a James memory, but we're going to talk about that later. It wasn't that. We can talk about that offline, but I definitely have a memory though.
He was very supportive and encouraging. And you know, he's an artist as well.
Yes.
So meeting him brought more of my creative side out.
An artist and a barber.
Yes, artist and barber, yeah. And in human resources, I mean, that's what the base of his career has been, in human resources, in the office, most of his life, maybe 20 years plus.
Okay.
So at this time that we met, he had painted, but he had not painted in over 10 years when we met. And so when I tell people that, they're like, what? Like,
it's shocking because he is a notable artist now. And he does different art shows throughout the city. He does Art Basel. He does all of the things, all things art. And I know I'm missing some events. So for him that talent to be hidden and then him to be connected to you while you are thriving as a creative and he starts learning as a creative, y'all pretty much grew together.
We grew together, and we really brought it out of each other. Yeah. Which I think made us fall in even more. Yeah. Because I think we were together maybe 4 years before we had our first son. So we did a lot of living in those 4 years. Art galleries and travel and hanging out with friends, meeting new people. Because together, like, we kind of leaned on each other. And it's not always a good thing. It's not always a good thing. But in that time, it was great for both of us.
It's like you needed it.
We both needed it. Yeah. We needed it. And he brought my creative side out, which now I'm experimenting with colors and dyeing my hair and wearing red lipstick and, you know, doing all those things. So we kind of met for that reason, I'm sure.
No, I'm positive too. Because what was birthed out of that was the Makeup Mondays. Then you were pregnant with your first baby, but then you had for real support now as you were still navigating dynamics with your ex-husband. Let's talk about you had a life-altering injury in the midst of Makeup Mondays. And Makeup Mondays was super successful.
It was successful. It was more successful than I thought it would ever be. I didn't think that it would come that fast, first of all, and that large of a scale.
Because 6 million people is a lot.
It's a lot of people.
But then it suddenly stopped.
So I am maybe 32, so I'm 41. Yeah, I was 32. I had my 2 older children, my 3-year-old and a 6-month-old. This was a weekend that the older 2 were home. So we're going to the park. We're hanging out. I'm always the entertainment. So I decided to get myself on a swing and go high for all the for the kids to see.
Because you're the fun parent.
I'm the fun parent. Yeah. So now I have to show up this way, and I'm like, okay, this is gonna be fun. I'm on the swing. I'm swinging high. My 3-year-old is in front of me. So imagine the swings, I'm swinging. He's in front of me playing at first, like, yay, you know, and then he darts down the side of the swings, and I'm thinking he's going to go behind me. Am I a mathematician? No. Like, how do I know that this is going to happen the way that it's happening in my mind?
Yeah.
And so as I'm swinging back, I'm thinking I'm going to hit him as I'm coming back. You know how kids love to run in the way of the swing.
Yes.
And so I decided to jump.
To avoid hitting
to
your
avoid
baby.
hitting him.
Yeah.
Superwoman, not so much. So I jumped. I land on the corner of my foot and twisted everything going up.
Whew.
And broke my ankle, broke my leg, the large bone and the small bone in my leg, over 20-something fractures in my foot.
From jumping off the swing, which is something we've all done as kids, and now it becomes 20 fractures in that one leg.
And it was basically like just broken puzzle pieces. And after that, I think I had 2 surgeries. I was down for a year, maybe more. I think it was at least a year. And my life changed drastically. I had small children.
Yeah.
My older children were just heading back to school after summer. So they were just heading back home with their father. So it was just me, James, and the small kids. And I never imagined that it would happen that way. Makeup Mondays was getting a lot of attention. I was starting to build my product line for my Glossimo little shimmer powder and packaging it myself and doing all these things. And it just seemed like it was so up. Everything was fine. And then this happens and I'm down for a year, can't walk. I couldn't put any pressure on that foot for at least 6 months. Showering looked different. Mothering looked different. I'm rolling around like the house turned into a geriatric center.
Yeah.
I was building a clientele, so clients no longer have an income of my own. James is taking care of everything, but I went through a major angry fit with God about that.
Tell me about that, because people don't often talk about being upset with God, especially when you can't come out of church. It's like you're not supposed to be angry with God.
You don't question.
You don't question. But now you got some questions.
I got some questions.
Because you've been through some things.
Yes. And at this point, I'm like, why would you show me where I could go and then let it be taken away from me?
Yeah.
How does this work now?
Yeah, let's talk about
that. I've already lost this. I lost the kid. You know, I didn't have any. I'm finally regaining.
You're coming out.
I'm coming out and I can see the light at the end of the tunnel finally. And now it's a crash and burn type of effect that I'm having. What is going on? Like, what am I doing wrong?
Yeah.
At the time I was moving on with my life, but there were still pieces of me that needed to be taken care of. It was some things on the inside that I still needed to deal with. I felt good about myself. I looked good, but I still had mental struggles. I still struggle with depression. I still struggle with anxiety, not really dealing with those things, postpartum depression. I had kids maybe every couple of years.
Yeah, you
2.5 years apart.
Because after you had those big babies, your oldest two, the 3 that you have now came like probably like a year.
It's 2.5 years after each other.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to get past the space. I'm just peeking my head out, and it's like, no, there's more. There's more. There's things that you still have to heal with your parent relationships.
Yeah, of course.
Your sibling relationships. There's still ways that you're moving that are residue from the last relationship. Me and James were in a good space, but we didn't talk about everything. A lot I kept to myself about what was still hard for me.
Okay.
Nobody knew that when the summer would end, I was still sitting in the hallway at the end of summer, every summer, crying for hours because now I'm going back to every other weekend
with your kids
and every Wednesday for 2 hours with my babies. I still was holding on to that. And when they would come home, I held them so tight that when they leave, I couldn't breathe. And so that wasn't okay.
Yeah.
That wasn't okay. There was still some things that I needed to work on. And in that downtime, it was tumultuous and life-changing simultaneously.
Tell me about that, because I never understood. So I keep meeting you in chapters.
Yes.
And I remember the leg.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember that time.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I saw you again, you were doing my makeup for like New Year's.
Mm-hmm.
So you were all healed up. How did you make your way back?
Being with myself a lot. I was alone a lot because family and people had to help me with the kids. Sometimes they couldn't help me enough. I realized how me showing up didn't always look the same when it needed to be reciprocated.
Yeah.
And it hurt me so bad because I would stop anything to show up for anybody. And so in that space, I was very alone. Even James had to work. He was at a peak in his art career. He was all around the city. He had different events. He had out-of-town events that he still had to do. So sometimes I would be home alone with my children.
Yeah.
And it was a space of just destitute, like you just desperate for anything, anybody. But I also learned my strength in that time. I wouldn't have ever considered myself to be a strong woman because I cried a lot. I broke down a lot. It's just not everybody sees it.
Yeah, but that's not a sign of
strength.
No.
And that's what the definitions,
started to change.
It started to change. Unlearning, but because of my anger that I had with God, I wasn't talking to him. I'm like, I don't have anything to say because I don't understand what is going on right now.
Yeah. How long did that last?
That lasted until I could walk again.
And which was a year and
some time later.
Yeah. But,
and I love my heels, so I was really pissed off about that.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't even wear my heels. Like, but this is crazy.
Because you had to go through like physical therapy as well, because you had to learn how to walk again.
Yeah, I had to learn how to walk again.
When did you stop being upset?
I went to church. It was a Sunday, because I would go to Bible class and stuff sometimes too. I went to church one Sunday, and there was a speaker there. No, she wasn't speaking. She was actually just got up to prophesy to me. And I wish I had that recording. I would play it for you. But basically, she said that God knows that I'm hurting. She said, I keep seeing you in this maze, and you trying to find your way out. And sometimes you can't find your way. You sit down, your knees in your arms, and you cry and you're upset. But you get up again and you try again, and God sees that. This is not the end. She don't know me at all. She don't know what I just experienced with the leg, foot, and ankle, the viral things, any of this. Yeah. So she's just like, this is not the end. It's just the beginning of something more beautiful. And I'm like, God, you didn't have to break my leg for me to understand.
Right. You know what? It's funny that you say that, because when people think of their lives, you're like, yeah, I didn't need that to happen to learn this.
To learn this lesson,
but okay.
Maybe I did.
We here now, right?
Yeah, maybe I did.
Because it definitely sat you down. It got your attention.
It sat me down. It got my attention. Yeah. And in refinement, there's not a lot of people that can be in that space with you while you're becoming something new.
Say that again.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of people.
Yeah, they can't be in. I lost so many friends, so many people that I held near and dear that I thought
becoming something
I
new.
was becoming something new.
Yeah.
And everything that I had been through was no longer, it's a part of my story, but it's not a part of who I am anymore. Because sometimes you walk around with that residue and you still look like, or you sound like, because you might not look like, but you still sound like a hurt person.
Yes.
You still sound like a broken person.
Right.
And you sound like a victim of things happening to you.
Like life is just tearing you
tearing
up.
me and turning me every way.
Which way but loose.
But loose,
yeah.
baby. So it was just like, in this time, I'm thinking I'm in a bubble and nobody wants to touch me. But God wasn't allowing it. Because right now you're becoming something new, and you can't take anybody else's words of how they feel you're moving or what they think about what you're doing. That's not the time for this. You're learning new things about your journey and how you're healing, and accepting that you are healed. Like, leave yourself alone. That was something I had to learn too. Like, you steady trying to work towards being better. You're there. There's things you need to learn, but you're fine.
Yeah, rest.
Just rest. This is your time to lay and be. And that was, now looking back at it, after that, there's nothing that, touching me that I won't be able to get through.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a victim of situations anymore. I do make my own choices. I do encourage myself, because in those desperate times and spaces, I felt the desperacy. Like, I felt like there was nothing I could do. And in feeling that, you never want to feel it again, right?
Right.
So then you make different choices. You don't make choices. I vowed to myself I would never make a choice out of a desperate situation again, because I knew what that felt like.
Yeah.
And moving on, it wasn't just moving on, it was moving upward, moving onward, like, just not just looking forward and walking, but actually knowing where you're going. And once you get there, you know what to do when you get there. Before, I was just making turns.
Yes.
Just,
looking for support.
Just looking for a village, or looking for a person, or looking for money, chasing money. Ever since I stopped running to every event, every wedding that somebody called, and just holding space for myself, like, would this work for your schedule? Does this work with, who you are, the integrity of your brand and your business? Does this go with who you're trying to become? And not making choices out of, I need money.
Yeah.
I need a better situation. I need better branding. I need, better life skills. I don't need money. And being rich feels much different now at 41. You're rich in wholeness, in friendships, in your relationships, even my parental relationships, being in a healed space with my parents after everything that we've been through together. Speaking to them, spending time with them, holding near and dear those memories that we're creating together now, being able to say I'm sorry, or I do forgive you.
Yeah.
It's helped me move in a whole nother way, even when it comes to being a mother to my children.
Let's talk about becoming, because you said I became, and you're here. That was almost, 9-10 years ago. Who are you today?
Oh, I would say today I'm fulfilled. Today, there was a time before where I wouldn't say that I mastered what it is that I do, my skill level. I'm a master of what I do every day. I'm happy. Joy was something that was so fleeting for me.
Yeah.
And it can still be, but the way that you look at things in life and the things you find joy in are just so much different for me now.
Do you think that season of isolation helped you find joy?
It did.
Did you perfect your skills and brows and makeup during time too?
In that time, I had a lot of time to really research and draw from what, the more I know, the better I feel. Reading a lot more, listening to things that made me feel encouraged or gave me hope. What you take in is not just about eating. It's about what you're watching, the things that you allow around you. And the village that I've built now is one that chose to love me and I chose to love.
Yeah.
And it feels so much better. It's so much more peaceful. You don't have random people in your space anymore.
Because it's intentional.
It's intentional. And I became very intentional during that physical healing time. The inside healing was very intentional as well.
Do you feel like you're living in your purpose and calling now?
I do.
Which is what?
It's inspiring and inspiring other women to be empowered and creative.
Yeah.
Stepping outside your box. I get a lot of women to step outside of what they would usually do.
From a makeup standpoint.
Yes.
You were the first one who taught me that there was a time where it was a rumor that dark-skinned girls couldn't wear makeup.
Exactly.
I mean, color, not just makeup, but couldn't wear color. And you introduced me to color because we're about the same complexion, and not just any color. I'm talking about blues and fuchsias and purples. And so when you say that you helped me love my nose. You taught me how to he was like, you don't need a nose job. I'm gonna teach you how to contour your nose. So when you say your calling is to empower women to be creative and step out of the box, you have changed me, my life, how I show up, how I do my makeup, just by sheerly just watching you. How has you now identifying your calling impacted your relationship with your children, especially the oldest ones? Because it's different when when you're not raised in the house with mom, especially with girls. It's always an interesting dynamic. Well,
and it's already an interesting dynamic.
Yeah.
The relationship growing up with your mom.
Yeah.
So now growing up without your mom, there's some things that we're missing in our relationship. But I'm so pleased because they've always been open as I am. And so you think about your children, they do have two parents. So everything is not going to be the things that you like.
Yeah.
Because they didn't come from you. They didn't come from you alone, you know? And so as they've grown up, they've just been open to seeing me grow. And they express how proud of me that they are, that I didn't give up. And me and my daughter, that's my good girlfriend at this point. She's 22 now.
Yeah.
So we can have real relationship, you know, real talk, girlfriend talk. And I get to share my story so she knows where I come from, because I feel like sharing where you come from and the choices that you made based out of just doing the best you could with what you had.
Yeah.
You know, that's a story that she needs to know, that you're a woman now and you're going to have some experiences where you won't know what to do.
Yeah.
But you do have me to come to. And you have something that I didn't have at the time that I needed so much.
Support.
Yeah. And you have someone that you can lean on when you don't know how to fix things. So her being an adult now is very sweet. It's a really sweet relationship that we have.
I think it's because she can see you as a person too, outside of the lens of whatever her father painted. Because I'm certain he may have said some things, because it just happens. It's just the nature. It just
happens.
Yeah. And he was hurt at one point as well too.
Yeah.
But I'm glad for full circle moments. And that you were never completely gone. You were just confined to time constraints. Yeah. But you still showed up, and I'm glad that their desire is to still be connected to you.
And my birthday just was Saturday.
Happy birthday, girl.
Thank you. And I didn't do much. But much is, you know, them coming home to just spend time with me. Having all 5 of my children share the same space with each other is such a sweet thing to see, and how much they love each other, because that's scary too, starting a new family, and it's a blended family, but with children, it feels new, like you moved on with your life and you've left them behind.
Yeah.
But we've always been able to connect them together, and how much they love each other just makes me so full. And my son, I have a birthday on the 24th. My 9-year-old, he turned 9 yesterday. So we shared the weekend together, and our family was there, and we spent time playing games and, hanging out together. So I'm just like, it's really nice.
God restored you.
He restored me, yes. Yeah.
I always ask my guests to leave behind like a word of encouragement or maybe a how-to. You've journeyed so much, and we're running low on time, and we haven't even got through,
I know,
like a half of it. Like this could have been easily 2 to 3 hours.
It's a lot more,
because we haven't even got through like how you got over having a drug addicted parent. It's just so much.
So many things. Yeah.
But I do want to leave on a high note, because that's what we do here at Crossroads Callings, because you're in a place of victory.
Yes.
But I want you to speak a word of life into someone else that may be in that maze that that lady has spoke to you about, and just having a nervous breakdown, don't know where to go next. Speak a word of life that you may have needed to hear that now you can give to someone else.
One thing, my friend always asks me every year about something that I learned in the last year that I'll take into my new chapter. He's been asking me this since I was 30. And this year I told him, trouble didn't last always. It happened. Those times happened. They came to an end. Discouragement happened. It comes to an end. It doesn't last always. And one day you'll wake up and everything you went through was beautiful. It's a part of the scars that you might still carry, but you're not wounded anymore.
Yeah.
It feels good to not be wounded. It feels good to not feel broken, because there were some times where I thought I would never be the same. And I'm thinking the same was just happy. The same was just enjoying, life and friends and family. But I was never the same. Things did change me, and that's okay too.
Yeah.
That is really okay to change your mind about what doesn't work for you anymore. It's okay to pivot when you don't know what to do next. Try. Nothing beats a fail but a try. And me trying, falling literally, and getting back up and trying again changed everything for me, because trouble didn't last always.
Ashonti, I want to thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you for having me.
Oh my gosh. Like I said, Ashonti is one of the strongest people I know, because she just knows how to just feel what she's going to feel and bounce back. And I hope this encourages you. Anything that you want to promote, because I know you have your own business.
Yes.
You're still doing makeup. You're still doing eyebrows. Tell the people how to connect with you.
My social media is Curvy Madam on all social media. I will be starting my makeup therapy lives. So it's gone from Makeup Monday to makeup therapy, because that's what it was.
Yes, it was therapy.
It was therapy.
Yeah.
And so I plan on starting the makeup therapy. I still have my own suite space. It is located in Beverly off 95th and Western. You can reach out to me on social media. Booking links are all there at every site that you see on social media.
And your handle is?
At Curvy Madam.
At Curvy Madam.
Yes, Curvy Madam Beauty. And my motto, I always talk about my motto because it's a part of my story. Embrace, enhance, and evolve. Embracing who you are, enhancing on what you already have, the parts of you that you know well and that you love well, and evolving into the person you want to be.
We can end on that note.
Yeah.
I want to thank the National Public Housing Museum for being an amazing partner and allowing us to use this space to host and have such great conversations here at Crossroads and Callings. If you find yourself in the Chicagoland area, pay them a visit. They would love to host you. Additionally, Crossroads and Callings is streaming on YouTube and all podcasting platforms. I encourage you to subscribe, like, share a comment. Also share some love with Ashonti. She's so resilient. I'm certain she would love to support you and wherever you are on your journey. I would love to have her back. We would have to do a part 2. Like I said, her story could ease. I try to keep the interviews to an hour without having them abruptly end. But maybe you guys can send her some questions. We can answer those questions on a following episode, so that you get to really get the full, well-rounded story. I never know how these interviews are gonna go, but I always hope that they edify, that they inspire, and they lead you to your pathway to true purpose and calling. So you're welcome to come back.
I would love to. There's so much more.
There is so much. This story is unfolding in real time.
It is unfolding in real time. Yes.
Yeah, because Ashonti is now married. She has 2 kids. Even in restoration, there's still things. But more to come. But until next time, please use your crossroads to lead you to your purpose and your calling.